Harnesses for dogs. Why use them? What to look for? Should you also use a collar? And what works best for dogs that pull? This and more coming up. If you want a better life for you and your dog, my Border Collies and I would love you to join us. Harnesses can be a great tool for walking, depending on the kind of harness and how you use it. There are many kinds of harnesses, including some that are specifically designed for pulling, for sledding, ski joring, bike joring. I have one that's made for pulling a cart. Those aren't the type of harnesses you would use for regular walking. But really, the effectiveness of the harness and whether the dog pulls has a lot more to do with how you use it than just the actual contraption. Although some harnesses can definitely have some useful features. Of all the kinds of harnesses, I prefer a harness that has a front clip for a few reasons, but I also like the option of a back clip, and I'll explain why in a minute. Whatever kind of harness you choose, the fit is going to matter a lot. I've tried a lot of different harnesses over the years, and I've had a lot of different dogs, mostly Border Collies. Some are smaller, some are different shapes and sizes. You just want to make sure there's a good fit, and especially that your dog's movement is not restricted. Some of the front clip harnesses can rub the upper arm a bit or restrict the shoulder extension. And some dogs will just let you know if they don't like the feel of a particular harness. I like to use a double clipped harness. You need a double clipped leash for this. Or you can also purchase a double-ended snap bolt to attach at the end of a regular leash. I got this one from the dollar store. Double clipping a harness gives you a lot of control in an emergency. You can slow a dog down with a back clip, and you can turn them towards you with a front clip. You can use a back clip when you're letting your dog sniff around, or maybe even letting him pull you up a hill. If you clip both sides, you have either option. I've been really liking the harnesses that have a bit more substance to them, like these, but I've used others for different dogs that also work well. So much of it really depends on fit. This harness worked well for my larger Border Collie. But these work nicely for my 40-pound dogs. You don't have to go out and buy the most expensive harness in order to get the 2 points of connection. I had this harness that I bought at the dollar store a few years back, and it's a perfectly adequate harness, especially if you're on a budget. By the way, some of the double clip harnesses that I'm showing you, I bought from friends or secondhand, so I can't tell you exactly what they cost. Basically, you just want to make sure that it's got the clip on the back, the clip on the front, and that it has a good fit for your dog. Older dogs that have limited mobility are another special case. For one of my older dogs who is losing mobility, I purchased this Help 'em Up harness. It's pretty old now, and it wasn't cheap, but it's really sturdy. You can also use a sling like this, which is a lot easier on your back, but that's a whole other topic. If you have a fearful, reactive dog or a larger, rambunctious dog, then you need to prepare for emergency situations. You can also use a head halter attached to the front clip harness if a dog is fearful of other dogs or otherwise needs to be quickly removed from situations, for example, when another dog is too close for comfort. With the head halter, you can clip it to the front clip of the harness as well, which gives you more control. And if somehow the head halter should slip off, then you still have the harness. The head halter is not designed to be yanked or jerked. It's basically another tool that is designed to guide the dog towards you and away from whatever is distracting the dog. Some thoughts about using a collar. There are pros and cons to wearing a collar. The pros are that you can attach ID. You can grab your dog quickly if you teach a collar grab in case of an emergency. I'll give a link to that video at the end. The cons are that yanking on a collar can cause long-term neck damage. The neck is a fragile and sensitive area. Another con is that collars can get caught on things or on another dog if they're playing together. Dogs that are left unattended in the house can also get their collars stuck in things, so they're probably best not worn when alone. Needless to say, tying a dog on a collar up can be super dangerous because the dog could actually twist itself to the point of strangulation. Crates or enclosures can be the safe way way to go if your dog can't be left loose in the house. I've had a few nervous dogs, and I live in a rural area where sometimes you can hear gunshots or people set off fireworks, and also there are wild animals in the area. If my dogs were to bolt for any reason, I'd really want them to have ID on them. So those are the main reasons that I use a collar. I don't use collars for walking my dogs, except for things like potty training and letting my dog Skene out in the middle of the night. Harnesses are useful tools, but the tools we use are never a replacement for training. We can do more than just rely on the gadgets that we attach to our dogs. There is one major thing that will make life better for you and your dog, and that is to develop a relationship of trust and respect and fun, where your dog turns to you for guidance and safety. Building a strong relationship with your dog can just take a couple of minutes of training a few times every day. And this is another video that will help you build that relationship. See you there.